Okay, let's take a look at question 9 from homework 6. This one is asking us to find a derivative. That shouldn't be any surprise at this point. And the function that they've given us is x plus 6 over x minus 6, and that whole quantity to the 5th power. Okay, so just like with the last question, question 8, you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh no, I have to do two things. I have to do the quotient rule and I have to do the chain rule. And what am I going to do? Because that's a lot of stuff, and the quotient rule has a lot of steps, and the chain rule has a lot of steps. And as I said in the last video, just chill, relax, get a sip of something to drink, and let me guide you through this, because it's not going to be that bad, I promise you. Okay, we need to take a derivative. We need f prime of x. And for that, we need to use the chain rule. So let's start using the chain rule, because that's the big thing that's going on here. So the chain rule says I need to bring down my 5, and I'm actually going to do this kind of off to the side so I have plenty of room. Bring down my exponent, and then I need to write whatever was in the parentheses. And then I need to change my power. I need to subtract 1 like I did for the power rule before. So that's going to be 5 minus 1 is 4. And then I need to multiply that times the derivative of whatever is in the parentheses. Okay? That's going to be a quotient rule one. So let's remember the quotient rule is going to be whatever's on the bottom. So that's going to be x minus 6 times the derivative of whatever's on top. The derivative of x is 1, the derivative of 6 is 0, so the derivative of what's on top is just 1. This is starting to look nice. Okay, now we take that, and to that, oops, I said plus and I meant minus, we subtract whatever is on top, so x plus 6 times the derivative of whatever's on bottom. So what's on bottom? We have an x. The derivative of that is 1. The derivative of negative 6 is 0. So we again have this times 1. Kind of looking like a piece of cake here. Okay, and we put all of that over whatever was on the bottom squared. So just to be clear, this was what was on bottom. This is the derivative of what was on top. And then we subtract. I know that looks like a crazy symbol there. That's subtraction. Subtract. I'll write that there so we don't forget that I made a crazy mistake. So subtract. And then I had a typo. Okay, so subtraction. What was on top? X plus 6 times the derivative of the bottom. That's 1. And all of that over the bottom squared. And we could simplify it, but we don't have to. This answer right here is absolutely good enough for WebAssign. You don't have to do anything else. This shows that you understand the steps. So let's make sure we understand the steps though first. And I'll actually write them down here. So if you wanted to just kind of look at this picture and figure out what we did, the first thing we do is chain rule. Okay, so that's going to be the exponent. Oops, that has a t, times the inside of parentheses. And that's to the power minus 1, and that's multiplied times the derivative of the inside. Okay, and to find the derivative of the inside, this was step 2, use the quotient rule. Okay, so that should be it. It's not terribly difficult, and because WebAssign is very generous with what it accepts for answers, this is absolutely okay to plug in. Make sure you get your parentheses in the right place. If you wanted to, you could lose these 1s because they are just 1s, and when you multiply by 1, you get the same thing back. But otherwise, this should be absolutely fine. If something doesn't make sense, if you don't understand why I did one of the steps that I did, if you can't get the answer correct in WebAssign and you think you might be doing something wrong with your algebra, shoot me an email and I will do my best to help you.